Love used to feel like a storm, intense, unpredictable, always leaving something broken behind. But with Ken, love felt like a sunrise. Warm, steady. From the very beginning, he had this stillness about him, the kind that made everything else slow down. He listened when I spoke. Really listened. Not the half-attentive nods I was used to, but the kind where you could see every word land and matter. Our first few months together were filled with a kind of simplicity that most people overlook. Evening walks, shared meals, long conversations in parked cars. No drama, no chasing, no emotional games. One evening, as we sat watching the city lights from Uhuru Park Hill, Ken turned to me and said, "You're easy to love, Natasha. You just needed someone who wouldn't make it hard." I blinked back tears. Not because it was romantic, though it was, but because it was true. Ken didn't just love the version of me that smiled and dressed up for dates. He loved the version that came home tired, sometimes quiet, sometimes uncertain. And instead of trying to fix me, he gave me space to grow. He'd call in the middle of a busy day just to say, "Drink some water. And don't skip lunch." He remembered small things. The way I hated cold mornings, how I loved the smell of rain, how yellow roses made me smile. Once he showed up outside my office with a small bouquet. When I laughed and asked, "What's the occasion?" he smiled and said, "You made it through Monday. That's worth celebrating." But what struck me most wasn't the gifts or the words. It was his consistency. Ken was steady. Predictable in the best way. If he said he'd call, he did. If he promised to come, he showed up. After years of emotional uncertainty, his reliability felt like magic. I remember telling Mercy, my best friend, "It's not fireworks this time, it's a fireplace." And I think I finally understand what love is. Still, a small part of me was cautious. Not because of Ken, but because of my past. Sometimes I'd pull away without meaning to. A delayed reply here, a cancelled plan there. One evening Ken noticed. "Natasha," he said softly, "you don't have to keep proving you're fine. It's okay to need someone, you know." I looked away, unsure how to respond. He reached out, gently holding my hand. "I know you've been hurt before," he continued. "But I'm not here to compete with your past. I'm here to build a future, if you'll let me." Tears welled up, and for once, I didn't hide them. Because his words didn't promise perfection. They promised presence. And that was enough. As months turned into a year, we became inseparable. Our friends joked that we were too calm to be in love. But they didn't understand. Love doesn't always need noise to be strong. With Ken, I could be silent and still feel seen. I could dream without fear. And when he looked at me, I didn't wonder what he was thinking. I already knew. One Sunday morning, as we were leaving church, he stopped by the parking lot, turned to me and said, "You know, you're everything I prayed for, but you came with lessons too." Smiled. "Lessons?" He nodded. "To be patient, to be kind, to communicate better. Loving you made me better." It hit me then, the beauty of love that grows both ways. Not one person saving the other, but two people learning how to build, heal, and stay. That evening, as I sat by my window, watching the city lights flicker, I realized something simple yet profound. This was what peace in love felt like. No confusion, no fear, no pretending. Just two souls who had finally found home in each other.